So you want me to do this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm used to you doing it.
I know you are. So now you got to do. I mean, I don't know what the name of the podcast is. So like,
That's the thing, Donovan. We're so well prepared. So everyone, welcome to our first podcast. We have no clue what it's going to be called because we are probably the most prepared people in the whole wide world. That is, I feel like we prepared a lot more for Reels review when we did that than any tests I took here at Auburn so far.
oh, easily. Yeah, we actually we would watch the movie and then we'd compare notes and stuff, and like we'd have this big like agenda set up, and then like record it. I remember the first couple we recorded. I think we recorded it like 5 or 6 times because we couldn't quite get it right.
Yeah,
And then
there was
like when
like
it came to our studies, we just didn't give two craps about it.
it
We
was
just
definitely
freeballed it.
three recordings of the first episode because like I remember I'd still have the first episode that we recorded that cannot be aired and will not be aired. But as you said, we took all that time and prepared just for my takes of the movie to get shot down by you and be told that I was wrong per usual. Anything I said, or if I tried to save a bad movie, you then shot it down and was like, "Oh no, no, they're not that smart. They're not that smart."
I
Just
I think it was both ways. I think you were trying to be like the middleman, and then where
I
I was all
was
like,
usually I rated the movies higher than you did, and I don't even like movies that more. I was trying to help out, be like, "Oh, there's a bright side to this movie." Well, then you're like, "No, it's poo poo. It's not good. It's
I'm trying to think of a couple we did where you would try to like give it a little bit of credit, and I just said no. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
I think oh my goodness, which one did I do that with? I did it with a lot of them, honestly. Um, hmm, I'm trying to think.
I remember the Mario movie. We were glowing about it pretty much, and it was going on like where it like we were both gonna like give it like sing its praises, and it was gonna be the greatest thing ever. And
Yeah,
then I just came in from the top row and was like, yeah, but the movie choices, I mean, the music choices were terrible, just the worst things in the world. Like the music was awful,
yeah.
which is true. They just literally played a bunch of 80s and 90s like hit like Thunderstruck and all that. Like that's so basic.
It was very odd for like because like I guess they were trying maybe try. Wait, wasn't there like is there newer music? Because I was trying to think, was it music around the time Mario came out?
No, I think they just like if you think of like movie music, like what are the most overused used songs in movies? That's just what they use. Like they did Hero, I mean from
Yeah.
Shrek, like I need a hero, and they did that one,
Hey,
and then they
Shrek
did
5.
Thunderstruck. Yeah, and then I
Was
mean
it
it's just
July
yeah,
26th? I
yeah,
think it is.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched Shrek in like a long time. I've
You
not.
need to rewatch it. Well, it's my fiance's favorite movie, so like we watch that at least once a week.
You find some interesting women, Donovan. You
Yeah,
find some interesting women.
I do.
Oh Lord. But yeah, like the whole Shrek stuff, I don't know. I just never got into it. I never like I enjoyed them. Like I don't even the first movie's okay. I enjoyed I think the second movie more.
Yeah,
The
I weird one. I love I think it's the fourth one with
yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin. I think he's just like a great villain. Which I mean, that's just kind of what I would gravitate to, anyways. Like I like villains, so like whatever movie has the best villain is probably the movie I'm gonna like the best.
Interesting. Oh well, that's because we did like Fast and Furious with Jason Momoa.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was phenomenal. Like he was really the only good part about it. I remember we crapped all over that one too, and then but we just acted like Jason Momoa like hung the moon, and he was just the greatest thing ever because he
I mean,
literally
he
just played the
was.
Joker, like
He
he just
was.
played the Joker.
I remember, yeah, you did say he did play the Joker, so
I mean, he did
but
that scene where he's got the two dead guys and he's like talking with them, acting like they're alive. Like that was hilarious. Like that was awesome.
yeah, I need to go back and watch that. What's the last movie you watched?
The last one I watched, Deadpool and Wolverine. We saw it last night at
Oh
three
yeah,
thirty
that's
after the
right.
night.
See, the last one I watched, we watched The Shining last weekend because Avery hadn't seen
Oh
it,
yeah,
so I
a little
watched
different.
that. A little bit. We watched that and then Ready Player One.
I've actually never seen Ready Player One. Is it like pretty good?
I know you hadn't seen it because of all people with a entitlement and an opinion on things. I went and checked your letterbox. I was like, let's see if he watched it. And it wasn't there, and I was like, okay, never mind. Donovan hasn't watched this. He would have reviewed it by now. So,
You know,
but it was
I
all
feel
right. It's
bad. I
it's.
haven't really been on Letterbox recently. Like I
I
feel like
think I
I
gave it
haven't.
like 3.5 stars. I think that's what I rated it at. Like it was a enjoyable movie. It was all right.
Doesn't it have like a bunch of references to like other movies and media and like
Yeah,
video games stuff like that?
Avery was telling me because she read the book, and so she was more leaning to the books better. So
I think didn't Steven Spielberg direct it though?
he did. Very odd directing right there.
He's doing ads for the Olympic Games right now.
He's doing ads.
Yeah, he's doing ads, and it was intercutting like his movies, like Indiana Jones and E.T. and Jaws, and they were intercutting those movies with the like the past Olympics, like people carrying the torches and all that. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, but I
It's
mean,
funny
for
you
a
bring
movie
up
nerd like
ads
me,
though.
that's gonna do it.
I was gonna say it's funny you bring up ads though. I was literally thinking about this at work earlier. I definitely was doing work. I wasn't playing Subway Surfers on my phone.
No, no
But
way, no.
magically, well, I was playing Subway Surfers. But I like those phone ads, they're like, oh, they're like, you gotta save the king or stuff, and like, or they'll have like these like who I was thinking like who are these people that are like get paid what $15 to do like you gotta download this ad. Because then I was like, then there's like Fetch. You know what Fetch is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like Fetch is like the coupon app,
yeah.
and that ad is literally like grandmas. And I'm like, how did they find these like not even like done up. It's literally like a grandma holding her phone this far from her face, being like, "Here's Fetch. I love it. It's amazing." And I'm just thinking, like, they must have given them coupons. That must have been what their deal was more coupons just to talk about how good it was. Like how the every time you're in an app, it's like, "Will you rate the app?" And you're like, "No, I'm not rating your app." They
Yeah.
were like, "I get more coupons. Heck yeah, I'm gonna." You're freaking your little Mimi or whatever you call your grandmother is on everyone's phone right now as an ad popping up, be like, Fetch is the best thing ever. I love it. I scan all my cat food and everything. Just love it. So I was just thinking about that. Like, who are these people? Like, and where do they come from?
I want to know what the marketing people behind those ads are because if you remember, it was like a year ago when like Suits was getting really popular again. It just
Yeah.
you just saw all the Suits actors like flocking to the like Royal Royale or like whatever like little like game they have on the phone. Like you
Yeah.
need to play this. It's like the greatest thing, and it's literally just a POV shot of the actors just like, hey guys, this is like whatever
It's like
from
a cameo.
Suits, and
I
you're
think
just
so.
like,
Some of them are cameos. I have seen where like it is an actor, and then you can see the cameo poorly photoshopped out of like the watermark, poorly like it. So they're
that's
just
gonna be
like
illegal. That
they're
has to be
paying them
illegal.
like $500 to then talk about it, be like, you need to play the best game on the App Store, and it's like ranked 532nd in the App Store of like played apps.
Get like Rainn Wilson from The Office or somebody like that. Like
Oh,
had their moment in the
I feel like
sun,
you
but
see
haven't
them, you're like,
haven't
oh, they're
landed
down on their
anything.
luck. Their career has taken a turn if they're promoting apps.
I wouldn't lie though. If I was an actor though, and like I was doing cameo, and you're like, "Hey, Donovan, do you want to like little 30-second tell like say how great this thing is for $500?" I said, "Yeah, sure, okay,
For
I'll do it."
$500, if you're like like a top tier actor, let's
Oh,
say
if I'm like Ryan Reynolds, no. But like if I had like a hit TV show like back in the 2000s, and I haven't worked in like 6 years, I'd probably do
yeah,
it. Yeah.
that's
I guess it depends on how your career went though. Actors' careers
yeah.
are weird though. Like it's like this, and then
I'll tell you on that one, but it's I said thing like actors though, like there's not really any more. We don't. I feel like we don't really have any like really good actors. What I mean by I say by that is like all of our actors nowadays are like megastar kind of like people who are like, oh, they're action movie and stuff. We don't have like a lot of more of the Leos or the Daniel Day Lewis's anymore. They're popping up. It's more like, oh, they're an action star. They were a former
yeah.
WWE wrestler, and now they're hosting this TV show that you're not gonna watch. That they're gonna host it for like 3 seasons, and then they're gonna leave, and then some other new guy's gonna come in and start hosting it.
I swear John Cena does literally everything. I turned on Wipeout the other day, and he was the host of Wipeout, and I was just
I
like,
I just don't understand like what are these like who are watching these shows? Like some of these like the Smash Singer, I've not seen a single episode, have
dude,
not
it's
even
all
seen
I can't
like
stand it. Like
anything on
it makes
Twitter.
me mad.
But then it's gonna be like 20 seasons, and it's gonna people are gonna cry on the last episode like it was the best thing they've ever seen. Like I never watched American Idol. I'm just gonna say it, never watched it. never. I get it. It was probably like the craze. We're also like we're also that generation where like we were growing up when American Idol was like big.
Was like
We were like
huge.
little
Like yeah,
kids.
I like mid late 2000s. Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember who were some of the like the stars that came out of that. I don't even think there was like two people I think that were like, oh, they're such and such.
I was about to say Adam Levine, but that's definitely
I
not
think
one of them. Yeah, that Maroon
I think
Five.
he's
No,
a host on one of those other
no,
shows.
Adam somebody like he was very emo. Like he had the black. He like
I can
he
tell
was
you this, Adam Nobody. We don't know his name. That's what it is.
didn't some like big like country singer come like very early on.
I think so. I think there was a country singer guy. There's like a woman that got popular. And then there was what was it like? I don't know what came next, but then there was like America's Got Talent or whatever. And then they have all these sad stories because there's this little girl coming in from poverty or whatever, like sad story. And just like she sings her heart out, and the whole nation for like 15 minutes is like, this is beautiful. This is
This is the greatest thing
amazing.
ever. Oh my gosh, she's getting her moment. I tell you what, the only good show I would say is The Voice because all of those people like to be able to get on The Voice, you have to be able to sing. So like a
Yeah,
lot of people that are really good don't even get picked. Whereas America's Got Talent, American Idol, I feel like the big hook of that was you just go see people embarrass themselves on national
true.
television.
That's
Like
like
that was the big hook because like all the clips from American Idol I'll see, when I'm scrolling on Facebook, and it's
you're on Facebook. That's my shock. Is that are you the grandma on the Fetch commercial, Donovan? Am I
I
gonna
just
see
get
you there
mad.
next?
I feel like I'm gonna be the old man who's just complaining about everything, like just like complaining about what kids are doing nowadays. Like it makes me so mad. If you ever want to like go watch a 12 or 13-year old like with a video camera, and it'll make you want to blow your brains out. It's terrible. I can't stand it.
Well, I don't watch TikTok. Like I can't stand TikTok.
Me neither.
I
Yeah.
can't. Like I watch Instagram Reels for probably like 5 minutes, and then
Same. Yeah.
after I've come out of that coma where you're like locked in, I'm like, oh wait, I've just wasted 5 minutes of my life scrolling.
No, no, no.
So
It's bad. See, and then I try to justify and say, well, I don't do that, but then I'll watch legit 20,000 YouTube videos in one day.
if
Um,
if the world's ending and this podcast some way made it onto like a top podcast to listen to, and we have a TikTok and we're just talking about how bad TikTok is, and then we have to be like, go follow our TikTok and like our clips. We have the
dude,
freaking
I
Subway
just
surfers
cannot.
at the bottom so people pay attention while we're talking.
It makes me mad. Like I remember when TikTok was getting popular, yeah, like I was infuriated by it because
Yeah.
I was just like, these people have no talent. They're taking voiceovers from other people's work and then just doing it, and then they get 20 million views, and I'm like, you did nothing. You idiot. You did not do anything. You just like you put on a video camera, did a voiceover, and then just started moving your mouth. It doesn't make
I
me
mean, it's
happy,
just
Jack. I
like,
hate it.
I mean, you have the Hawk Tuah girl that just got popular. Like, she's still like going in a way. She has like, I think,
I know. Like people are like, oh, she's proving the haters wrong because she's still popular.
let me see how many followers she's at now. I think it's like in the millions almost.
I know Vulture
It's
again
absurd.
while scrolling on Facebook. Vulture did an
2
article today.
million. 2 million.
Vulture did an article today about how she got introduced at some country music concert, and like the reaction was just like kind of mid, like some people cheered and some people didn't. But it's just like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like what, like why, like you have a shtick, and it's because you said something kind
No,
of funny.
it's because she's an attractive person. That's most of the people that are popular on the. Look, I don't think she is either, Donovan. Okay, let's just be honest here. But it's the fact like because it's the whole like the D'Amelio people, and then like the Addison Rae. Now they're like models, and then there's the other guys, and then their career comes crashing down after 5-7 years when some stupid scandal comes out on their YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you find out they're just the worst people to ever lived, and unless you're a Paul, you don't come back from that.
yeah, I don't know how the Paul brothers stay alive. I can't. I'm sorry to the people. I
Not
don't.
only do they stay alive, but I mean, they just like people
They're
like
in there.
they're
They're
just.
taking the punches. Honestly,
I tell you why. It's because I mean, I hate to admit it. I'm not a big Jake Paul and Logan Paul guy, but they're actually talented. Like they actually
They
have
are, they are.
and they have talent in multiple different arenas. I mean, you're seeing Logan. I mean, we're both WWE guys. Logan's actually a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Like he's like he can do all the high flying, like fun, like flippy dippy shit that like
Yeah,
everybody
flippy
thinks is
dippy
funny.
stuff.
Yeah, and he's really good at it. And Jake, I mean, he's an amateur, but like as far as like a box, like he's not a
Yeah, he's
bad
an athlete. He's
boxer.
straight up, he's just an athlete. Like he's
Yeah,
so I don't
he's a
know.
they're Disney Channel stars that just kept going, and and I think the thing is that they just didn't even acknowledge like when Logan did the Suicide Force video and everybody thought he was done. He just like didn't he just didn't let it affect him. He just kept going.
He did. Speaking of athletes, though, are you gonna watch the Olympics?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the Olympic. So like you know this, but like I do a ton of top tens like when I'm in
Yeah.
class because I cannot stand like I can't just stand there and like listen to somebody talk about geography for 50 minutes. Like I'm not gonna pay attention. So I'm gonna do like top tens. I do top tens or whatever. And I did like my top 10 favorite like sporting events ever. And
Yeah.
I had like the Super Bowl, like the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm a big golfer, so I love like the Masters, British Open, and all that. In my top five though was Olympic swimming.
Olympic swimming.
I love Olympic swimming. I think
Maybe
it
you
is
are an
so
old
fun.
man. I can always see you in a lazy boy, the old like direct TV remote, just lost in the cushion, and you're just yelling at Kelly, Kelly, bring me my food.
Get in here. Hey,
Phelps Jr.'s about to get up to the
that boy
dive
from
in.
Wisconsin's about to get on TV. He's about to go swim some. No, dude,
About to go split splash.
I go crazy. Like it's like I'm watching Auburn, Alabama, and like especially in the relays.
No, 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 no. There's no way. I can't. I've watched you watch Auburn, Alabama when Auburn sucked. We knew going into the game Auburn was gonna suck, and you still had the expectations we're gonna beat one of the top three teams in the nation. You're like, what are we doing?
Hey, you throw out the record books. You throw out the record books, and you get down and dirty. Okay, yeah, I expect to win. I expect to win every time we play Alabama. But no, I do. I get up there and I'm sitting there and I'm jumping on the ottoman, breaking the dang thing
You
because
know,
I just
Kelly's
like we
doing the
have to
Lord's
win.
work,
I like
putting on
my
your sports
American
fandom.
pride, Jack. You know this, and I've said this forever. I love this country. So when we get on the world stage and we go to the Olympics, I want to beat everybody into the ground. And Olympic swimming is amazing. It is so fun. And it's fast paced too. Like it's just quick.
I don't think I'm gonna watch any of the Olympics really. I just
Repeat that?
I don't think I'm gonna watch. Yes, the person that's working in sports radio stuff, helping out with that, is not gonna watch any of the Olympics. I might watch a little bit of the tennis just because
Oh my
here's the reason why.
lord. That's like the one sport I'm not gonna watch. Why?
No, okay, here's the reason why. It is we have a chance at seeing Nadal versus Djokovic one last time. One last time. And I want to watch that. I want to watch the two old men fight. That's what I want to watch. Okay. I want to see them go at it. They're both like I think Djokovic is like 37 and Nadal's 38. I'll watch basketball. I'll watch some basketball.
Lost 7 of our 10 listeners. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Jack. It'd be like
I'll
if
put
I
a
got on here
timestamp and
talking
I'll
about
say
golf.
Jack talked about tennis, and then we'll see the percentage of people skip along, But
You're gonna put up a YouTube short of just this just your tennis conversation, and it's just and that's the thing that's gonna go viral actually.
that's the thing is me. Oh yeah, just talking about that, and then the whole time you'd still be in denial, be like Jack, they hate it.
They
That's a
hate it.
bot farm in
They can't
Korea or
stand it.
something.
I don't know why you bring it up every episode. It's awful. Dude, no, you need I'm
Maybe we
telling you,
should pay for a bot farm. You know what those are?
no.
It's literally like they'll have them out like there's places like out in Asia have them. I think there's some like in the Midwest here in the States. I could be completely wrong with the Midwest and the States, but there's trust me, it's a trust me source.
Yeah.
But bot farms are pretty much like it's like the people they'll pay them to get views, so they'll have like phones like all attached to like these systems, like, and it's just constantly playing your videos. Usually like TikTokers have them and stuff, and that's how you boost your views.
Wow.
So like I think we just do that. I will do that and not tell you, and that will be our first clip is me talking about tennis one day, and I'm gonna make sure it gets like 3 million views. and just be like, oh my goodness. And then you're just like 3 million views and we had like 10 likes. This makes no
That
sense.
makes no sense. But I mean, people must have really hated it, but they watched it. Like
And they watched it a lot.
they watched it a lot. They just didn't like it at all. No, you really do. You really need to watch the Olympics. Like
I
it's
just
it's
don't
it's
care.
actually interesting. Like you're talking about the best athletes around the world competing for the pride of their country. I mean, there's just nothing better than that.
Just think the pride of their country in some of those countries are like they're like gonna beat those athletes if they don't do well.
Dude, did you see where I mean Auburn's got several Olympians, but
I
like
thought
none of
about
them are
the
American.
Japanese one that got kicked out because the Japanese girl that got kicked out for like drinking and smoking.
Are you
Like
kidding me?
that's gotta suck. Like you work all because that's what the things with Olympics. You have sports. I know we just talked about tennis, but like you have sports like tennis, basketball. I'm trying to think of other sports that are pretty big, but those two sports come to my mind where I'm like, those are sports with mega stars in them that have made millions of dollars. They're not staying in the Olympic villages. And
No.
then you have the other people that are like the traditional Olympic sports. Like she was a gymnast. You work all your life to get to that point. You smoke a cigarette and get drunk. Bye.
You're done. It's
You're
over.
done.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed that cigarette
Yeah.
because it's gonna
Um,
cost you everything.
I mean, it's
No,
sad. It's sad because like they're putting like everything, like they literally are putting their life behind them. Like a lot of times, like the parents. That's why I feel bad for those athletes.
no. I mean, yeah, that it'd be kind of funny though, like I mean, it's just you something
True.
you work your whole life towards. Like, could you actually imagine this? You work your whole life towards something
You go
and
out
you
and
get it,
celebrate.
and you get it, and you go celebrate, and because the way you celebrated just wasn't up to somebody else's standards, it's over.
Bye.
You're gone.
You're getting met on the tarmac. You're going back.
Like that's kind of hilarious. Like
Oh,
that sucks for them, but like that's
it
kind of funny.
does. Oh,
No, I
but
was talking about JT Thor. You remember him, Auburn basketball player?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah. I know.
playing for like Nigeria or somewhere like that. How bad is that team got to be that JT Thor's on their team?
What are you trying to say about JT Thor, man? He's a.
Dude, I mean he's fine. Like, like he's a college basketball player.
I don't like. I don't like how Embiid is playing for Team USA.
Was he why?
He's not from the US. He wasn't born. Like I like. God, I'm sounding like Trump in 2012 saying this. He's
I'm
a
about to say Project
person.
2025 over here. You're about to just
No, no,
and
like
Donovan,
he.
that's why I'm telling you.
No,
They're
he.
trying to steal it.
Trying to. Is it? Where is he from? I gotta look. Let's see where he's from. But no, like he didn't. They didn't make the qualifying his home country, so he's playing for Team USA. I just I
Oh,
feel I feel like that's weird. It's
is
like
that is
it'd
that
be
the
like if
actual
Giannis is
reason?
playing for Team USA.
Is that the reason? Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's
or
the reason. Like he's because or at least that's hearsay for me listening here and there in the office while
yeah,
eating
that's from your sources, from your
from my
Google Wikipedia
sources
research.
of the lunch table.
You've determined that
Uh,
Joel Embiid
yeah.
is a fraud.
I mean, look, he's not a fraud. Obviously, it helps us, but I feel like that's I don't know. It just
Dude, I don't know, dude. I've been saying this for
he's
years, and
Cameroonian.
I've been saying this for years. When it comes to these like really rich athletes who have done everything and then they get put on an Olympic squad, they don't perform. It's because they don't care. Like it's just true. And I hate to talk about golf, but like
Right now, we definitely losing more
yeah, we
listeners
just
right
lost
now.
everybody now. Like the three people that were still here were gone. But there's like a
Or
Ryder Cup
there's
where
probably one
where
person
it's
listening,
America
Donovan, and they're dead. They're sitting at their computer
it's
dead.
a it's America versus Europe, and the people that play the best in those are like the young, like the 22 to 25 year olds who haven't made a bunch of money on the PGA Tour yet, and all like the 30-year-olds who are like multimillionaires who have already done it. Like you just kind of you're like, oh, I've already been here before. So like I mean, you take somebody. Well, bad example because he's the only. I hate it. He's the only person that's like kept us afloat in these preliminary games is LeBron James. But what incentive does LeBron have to do to like go out and like play the best he can ever play for Team USA?
I don't know. You know, LeBron's not staying in the village. Oh, those are some rough conditions they have the athletes in. It's sad. Like you think, and then it tears the country apart. The Olympics is not a great thing. Look what it did to Brazil. Brazil
Yeah.
got messed up.
Do you think about how much money the Olympics pulls in though for a country?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I feel so broke right now. I just got hit by the. You have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I see it now. Remaining meeting time. Yeah, 9:50 on the clock.
Look, I couldn't get it set up with Auburn. I'm probably have to call them sometime next week or something. But then I might just pay for it. I might just go ahead. It's 13. It's $15 a month. I don't care.
I'm gonna say we can just split it. Well, I mean, because right now we've got as much
We can
time
split it, and then
the,
Jack will
the
pay for
Bengals
it, and then
have when they go to
Donovan will
make their
tell me,
pick.
be like, "Oh, I got you. I'll pay you. I Venmoed you. I got it, buddy. Don't
That's because
worry.
I've got Cash App. If you got Cash App, then we wouldn't have a
Just
problem.
download Venmo. Why do you use Cash App?
I've already told you, Jack. We got into some trouble with Venmo back my freshman year at Troy University, and now we can't use Venmo anymore.
Venmo's so much better, though. It's so much better.
Dude, Cash App looks cooler. It's got the green and the little money sign. It's
No,
more user friendly. I'm
no.
confused why you think Venmo's better. What's so
It's
great about
literally
Venmo?
PayPal. Venmo is PayPal. It's a system that's been in place for years.
Sounds like gobbledygook. I don't know where you're getting your sources from, Jack, but I think they're a little
No, you're
off.
the one right now that's tweeting out and get the little, community note on your tweet right now. You're the one saying like, "Oh, you're that person." Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
I need to start using my Twitter. I don't
I
think I
do too. I'm trying to build it. I have some really random Twitter follows. I got Sammy Coach to follow me.
really.
Say I got no, okay. I have less Auburn people following me than I do Packers people. I post nothing professional about the Packers. Nothing. But then I have CBS writers that write about the Packers that follow me on Twitter. All I do, and then I get attacked by Packers fans because then I'm like, I think we'll do all right this season. Jordan Love, and then they're like, Jordan Love's amazing. He's going to do great. And I'm like, guys,
He's the greatest quarterback
he's the
that's
greatest
ever
quarterback.
lived.
No, I'm just
He's
being
Brett Favre
realistic. I'm like,
2.0.
look, he is great. I love him. All right. Like,
Now we're stretching it a little bit. You want to say he's like good, that's fine. But he's only had one season where he played
true.
what,
Look,
6 games of good ball?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take my hot take. He's better than what you got down there cooking in Atlanta.
You're correct.
He will have a
Jack,
better season. He will
Jack,
have a better season than Kirk Cousins.
Jack, you need to save this for TP and the football. Like when he starts talking
Well, this
about
will be
his.
online. This will be online for us to then regret in like 20 years when we said some random word that now is not allowed.
You're telling me that your boy in Green Bay is better than Kirko?
He will have a better season.
No, no,
Yes. Yes.
no. I mean, just
Both our
on face
quarterbacks just
value,
tear the
we've got a
ACL
better
just
offensive
going.
line and better weapons than y'all. So it doesn't matter. Like y'all,
I don't
like
know.
you don't know
I
about
think
what
our depth at wide receiver is better than yours.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I mean, also like our offensive line's like top 3 in the league, and then you've got one of the
Our
best
offensive
running
line
back
is
rooms in
like
the league.
I would say argue that our offensive line is top 10. Then we added Josh Jacobs. You being a freaking little homer.
We'll see. Okay,
We'll see.
hey,
We'll
look,
see when the season starts. Freaking the what should we call it? Hall of Fame game is coming up, and now we gotta watch TP's lovely Chicago Bears play. Whoop-de freaking do. I'm gonna be
dude,
watching
TP
anyway.
goes through it. What is TP? He's a Bears fan.
He's
And
a
then
Bears, Detroit Pistons, Ohio State, and he's from Montgomery.
Detroit Pistons. Could
His
you
family's from
imagine?
Montgomery, I think, entirely. He'll be in this weekend, apparently. I'm sorry.
He's going to Auburn.
He'll be in Auburn this weekend, I think, if I remember correctly.
I do need. I do.
So
I
there
need
will
to come
be an
down
Amber
there. I
Alert that
actually
hits
might.
all the Auburn phones saying TP is in the area.
They put out an Amber Alert, didn't they?
They said it's not even for a kid. It just says TP's back.
Yeah.
That's all.
No. They've sent a message to the Auburn Police Department has sent a message to every parent that has a kid under 8 that Thomas Patrick Wilson or whatever his last name is in the area.
Oh Lord.
Do you remember the
We'll have to get him on next week. We'll have to.
Do you remember? I don't know how PG this is, but do you remember Do you remember back in like 2010 the hide your kids, hide your wife
Yeah.
guy? Yeah.
There was him. There was I ain't got time for that woman.
Yeah.
And then there was Dead Giveaway. Remember that one too? Dead
Yes.
Giveaway.
Yep. Yep.
That one was about a crazy case though. Like that one was about these women that had been missing for years, and then they one of them escaped and just came running out and like came up to the guy and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm such and such. I've been missing." Blah blah blah. And then this ties into another random topic. Stay with me. Ties into another random topic, which is that girl that I think it was the girl that maybe ran away, but there was a psychic back in the day. She'd like go on TV, like Oprah kind of style show, and then
Okay.
the
Yeah.
lady, her mom called into the show, or I think was on the show or whatever, and be like, and the lady was like, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead and gone. Gone.
Wait, like the psychic said that?
Yes. And
Could
then
you
like,
imagine?
and then like a year or two later, she escapes from that, hellhole that is that guy having them trapped. And just
Could you imagine calling into a TV show to a psychic while like what was her child or who was it?
it was her child. It was her child.
Yeah,
The
her
child.
child. And you're thinking, oh, this person, like, at
Yeah,
the
they're giving
very
hope. They're
least, if
like,
you're the psychic, you're thinking she's gonna like, oh, a little compassion, like you're going through a rough time. Yeah, your daughter's dead. Yeah.
oh no, no. I think she said what she said was like, she's on the other side. Like she's on the other side. Like in a yeah, the
That
other side
doesn't
of the
help.
fence. Apparently, she escaped the other
Yeah,
side.
she's on the other side of things and she's
That's
hauling
what she
butt.
rebounded with. She's like, and then the woman starts crying because I think she was on the show, like she was in the crowd, and so she starts crying, and then she's like, yeah, she's gone. And then like I would love to be that psychic. How they ask her like, hey, like she ended up surviving. What do you have to say about that? And she'd be like, you didn't let me finish.
You didn't. Like, see, you didn't use your ears, okay?
You cheers.
You should have used your ears and you let me finish.
Let
I'd
me
have told
finish.
you that the other side was indeed referring to the fence that she jumped over to
Yes.
escape that monster.
Yes. Thank the Lord. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. She did it. It's a miracle. No, I'll tell you what, that is
Oh,
one of the like most fun things in the world is like when you blatantly get fact checked on something and
yeah.
then you just like spin it. I do it all the time. It's so fun.
No, you don't. You Donovan Weaver spinning it. No. I'll never
No,
forget recording for Reels Review, and draft was coming up. 2023 draft. And you go, I think we're gonna get Brian Robinson out of Texas for the Falcons. And I go, I was giving you a benefit of the doubt. I was like, what position does he play? And you go, plays running back, Brian Robinson. I was like,
I repeated it. I repeated the
yeah.
name.
And
Yeah.
I go, you mean Bijan Robinson? You go, I think it's Brian. And then your cocky ass gets up there, starts typing away, and then you go, yep, pronounced Brian Robinson. Just like
That's bad. As soon as you had me on microphone, if that was not a recorded conversation, I'd have tried to flip it around to where
no,
you
that
were the
one
one that
wasn't
said
recorded.
Brian.
That one wasn't recorded. That wasn't. That's just all up here. That's just me and you. That will be known that conversation happened for real, going to our grave.
No, my one time I was with my buddy and we were playing Xbox and we were talking about Revenge of the Sith and it was something to do with the last lightsaber battle and he said, oh yeah, remember when Obi-Wan said this, and I said Obi-Wan didn't say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I said, Obi-Wan said this. And he said, no, I promise you, you're wrong. I said, I promise you, I'm right. And then so I went and looked it up and I was wrong. So then I told him, I said, see, I told you this is what Obi-Wan said. He said, that's not, no, I said that. You said the other thing. And I said, okay, Zach, sure you did. Sure you did. Sure you said that. It's just so fun. It's just gaslight.
Yeah, do best at that. Okay. I love how people are just gonna see a random cut when I edit this. This is all seamless. This is
Just
magical.
seamless editing.
Seamless.
You know,
You'll
that
love
they may
it.
have to pay $150 million to make a good movie nowadays. We do this with just
Yeah.
free tuition and engineering. Did you speak of the devil? Did you see where your boy just got
I
picked
know.
up
I
over
was
20
actually about to
million?
bring that up. I checked my phone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jordan Love. Jordan freaking Love. Let me pull up actually a tweet to read. That'll be more official. Sources. Packers QB Jordan Love has agreed to a 4-year extension worth $220 million, which makes him the highest paid QB in NFL history, despite only starting one full season. I called it, but no one's going to say that I called this because I said this today at work. We were talking about Tua getting his deal done. And I said, crap, that's going to make Love the highest paid. I don't look, I do like Love. I just don't think he should be the highest paid quarterback. I don't. He hasn't proven
I've
enough. He's
actually,
proven enough to me be better than Kirk Cousins that we talked about earlier, but that's the point.
um,
But yeah, I first reactions.
yeah. Well, I'll give two because I'll look two in to a lesser
Yeah,
extent. I think Jordan Love has a pretty high ceiling. I mean,
yeah.
he looked really good at the back half of last season. It's just true. He looked really good. And I think he's got a lot of talent. Do I think again a half a season of really good quarterback play warrants 220 million? Probably not. But what I'm more floored by is the Tua. I mean 212 for a guy that
Yeah.
I mean, is he even a top? He's definitely. I don't think he's. I think he's definitely not a top 10 quarterback. But I mean, maybe top 15. I don't understand that. Why are you paying 50+ million a year to a guy that can't even see over the line of scrimmage? But
Who knows?
I I think it's just historically when you pay a quarterback this much, you don't win Super Bowls unless you legit got the greatest quarterback. Like if you got a Patrick Mahomes, yeah. I mean, you pay him 50 million, he might bring you to Super Bowl on just his back. But like somebody like a Tua,
Well, Mahomes is on that like 10-year deal. That's a like extension where he was getting paid like 40 million a year, and we all thought that was crazy. And now that deal's good. That's a good deal.
that was a great deal. It was a historic
It's
deal
a
by the
steal
Kansas City
now.
Chiefs.
The market's
It's a
gone up
steal.
for QB so much. But
No,
speaking of football, sir, college football has been back.
yep,
Uh, what what is your thoughts on the game so far? We haven't really talked about it. We've talked about just playing it. I know on the
yep.
phone before you got into work, and then I'm playing it, and then when you get off work, then you're playing it. But so
I think it's real. I'm about to just sound like we're doing movie reviews again, where I just crap all over
well,
the thing.
actually, the graphics. If you look at the graphics, the detail on the jerseys are crazy. You actually can see the stitching through the on the Adidas logo. It's wild.
Okay, look, I will. Okay, I'll give it its flowers. It again, it looks really good. I mean, it's just fun to play as Auburn or Troy or any other team you want to
True.
play as. Um, the as far as like the stadium sounds, like that's actually insane. The attention to detail that, and then if you go on the road, that it really does affect it. I mean, I was playing Oklahoma in Normandy, and it's like night and day than if you're at your own home stadium. Like it's actually tough. I
Yeah.
think like all that's good. I don't know, dude. I think it's probably overhyped. I mean, of course, but like of course it was going to be. It wasn't going to be able to live up to the standards people were setting for it.
True. I mean, I the one complaint I've had with it is that you can't leave a game and it saves like it doesn't Madden.
Yeah,
That annoys me because like I'm trying to get a game quickly in for work or so, and I'm like, oh, I need to leave, and then I'll come back, and then like the cloud. I've been playing. You have to play online to do the team builder. I hate that. Like, why can't I just use my team offline? You know that's easy to implement. Like, it's downloaded to my console. I have the file. Let me use it offline instead. Because so I've gotten kicked from games because my Wi-Fi will just cut out sometimes. Love Wi-Fi. Um, but yeah, that will happen. That annoys me. I hate that. And then, but I do love seeing some people though that I've dealt with because I said that I think I was being hesitant. I said I was going to be hesitant going into the game. I was getting hyped for it. The when I just bought into the hype was when they released the Dynasty trailer. I was like, okay, this will be a
yeah.
good game. I'm going to enjoy this. But I was on the side of it's just a Madden clone. That's what I was at first, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're being a hater or whatever." I'm like, "No, I'm just being hesitant because we don't know." Have you seen what EA has put out in the last
I'm about
decade?
to say, have you seen Madden for the past 6 years? I mean, yeah,
And I
it's
still
fair.
give them my money, and I'm still like,
Me
I don't
too.
know.
Every the funniest thing was I kept on seeing memes of
Yeah,
people like they were doing the bundle of Madden and NCAA, and you can get the MVP and deluxe editions for like I think it was 150.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's a really good deal if you're going to get both. And then I think I got like 20% off for like EA Play or something like that. So like I got it for like 130, and I was just like, oh, no brainer. Like obviously I'm going to get Madden. And then like the whole internet was like, I'm not getting Madden. Like I'm not going to touch Madden. I'm just, it's just one of those. I'm going to get Madden. Like even
Yeah.
if it sucks,
Well, now I
I'm
got to
getting
play
it.
with my $200 million quarterback now. Now I got to play
Exactly.
with that.
Yeah, I'm about to say you're going to be in cap hell now. So whenever you start your Green Bay Packers franchise, you're not going to be able to sign any free agents.
Well, our whole wide receiver room, like together accumulated, I think is like only like 13 million,
That helps because at one point
and they're all
Atlanta
young.
was
It's just because
22 million for just Julio Jones.
the the Packers, their whole like philosophy is like through the draft, and so that's beat into every GM that's been there. Like draft, we're just drafting, not free agent. Draft, draft, draft. So like it is frustrating. Like, sure, we've been solid teams, but I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to see the results. Like, go out and get that DB. Go out and get that edge rusher, please. Like, we have done that. We had Preston Smith. We got him. He's been with the team for a while. We had Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith, this first couple years with the Packers, unbelievable for us. Just great. I was like, oh my goodness. Thank the Lord. Dom Capers can't hold us back anymore. Just, and then we got Mike, I think he's like Patton or whatever, who's the Browns head coach before what was his name that went 0-16? Because this was
Oh,
a coach that coached Manziel, Hugh Jackson,
yeah,
great coach. But no, like like there, he came along, he did mid, then we got rid of him, and then we got I don't think I'm skipping. I might be skipping someone, but then we got Joe Barry, who's his best defense was 22nd in the league. Oh, we improved. We got one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. He
yeah,
coached the Lions. The Lions defense for years. Where Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson quit on that franchise.
yeah.
Quit. Sorry.
You had a top, you had like one of the best receivers of all time, and an easily top 10 QB, and could not do anything with them. But then they got Jared Goff, and things changed.
Jared Goff has been pretty elite. I'll say that. But no, I saw though. I can't remember if it was PFF. Um, I think they had. I think they did a tier list. Gotta love those tier lists to fill up the off season for media.
Yeah.
But I think they had him like it was like him and Love were in the same category.
The one
Which
I
I thought
saw,
I
I
do
saw
like
one
Love.
too, and it was like, I mean, obviously you had the top tier, and
They
then I
had
think Jared Goff was in the second tier. Like I think he was in the like
like no,
elite,
he was
but
lower on this tier. Like they had him like lower. It was like he was like third or fourth tier. They had it because there was like two other. Yeah, it was. There was there's tier one, which was just Patrick Mahomes. I was like, understandable.
a
Tier
fair
two was like elite quarterback, so it was like Josh Allen. I think like
Lamar.
Lamar was on there, Joe Burrow, and then you dropped off to like knocking on the door elite, which they had CJ Stroud in there, and then below was like Golf and Love, and I was like, interesting, because I would have put Golf like tier above, like tier three.
I think. Well, I mean, you know me. I've been giving Goff his flowers for several years now. I think
Yeah,
Goff's a dog. I think he's great. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's a good competitor.
true.
He's just a really good quarterback. But um, no, I wait. Who'd you name the
I have to
people
look
in the
up.
second tier? Lamar, Josh. You said one more person.
I have to look this tier up. I can't
Oh,
remember
Joe.
who's.
Do you think
Yeah,
Joe's a little overrated?
that's a good question. This will be the year to prove it.
Yeah.
I think he's hanging
I
on a
mean, because
thread by
he's
a lot of
touted as an
people's.
elite quarterback, and
But
but
he's been
like why?
injured. Let's be honest. He's been injured. The two. He was injured last year. He was injured in his first season. He and then I can't remember. Like they were kind of they were like okay. But they had issues because they've had issues on the offensive line. I know. That's
What
like
year did he, what year
they
did
went
he
to the
go to the
Super
Super
Bowl in
Bowl?
2021. It was after the Bucks.
Was that his second year in the league or third?
That was his second, or yeah, it'd been his second year.
Okay, well, besides that season, what has he done?
Like he's performed well, like in his. But I'm saying
But
he's
like
hurt.
elite, but like elite, like is he as good as Lamar and Josh Allen?
I think it's the same stuff as we just talked about with like Love and like Stroud. We haven't talked about Stroud, but same thing with Stroud. You look at him, you're like, they're gonna be great. They're gonna be good. Like that's but like it's the same thing. Like you've seen them perform well, so then it's like, do they automatically stay in that like well? Do they are they automatically like, okay, they're a top 5 quarterback because of this? So
Real quick, going back to NCAA,
yeah.
what is your opinion on the Heisman difficulty?
I just it is hard for me to believe that you're playing on Heisman from your success.
I'm really good, dude. I'm having no, I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble.
But you did say you rage quit, and I haven't done that. If I lose, I'm losing. Like that's the thing. Like if I'm like throwing interceptions, I'm not rage quitting or anything. I've kept through the game. I'm like I told myself I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah,
Heisman, offensively, I've gotten the hang of it. Defensively, I got a shootout. That's every game I get in is a shootout.
I feel like
Every
that's what
single one.
everybody say. Like that, like everybody's having trouble on
I just
defense.
can't. I can't. Like I've never been good at defense in Madden. I don't. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a wuss. I use the defensive edge. I don't know what I'm doing with the middle linebacker. I'm not going to use him and miss a tackle and let them just break down the field for a touchdown. I'm not going to
Yeah,
allow that. So that's been my experience. So, like for example, when I'm playing I got 3 going right now. I have a Auburn head coach dynasty going.
same.
I have a Jacksonville State OC. That's
Cool.
my
Okay,
like
I've got a Troy OC, so
the that's my like starter point, and then I'm gonna try to get jobs.
same,
Because like the
same.
Auburn one, I'm like, I'm sticking with Auburn. And then I'm doing another one where I'm like, I'm sticking with this program. I'm doing the team builder one, and I made uh Gaston State. Good old hey, go cards, man. Go
Go
cards. I
Cards.
go cards. Which is where I played at. So like I was like, I'm gonna make them. And
Yeah, that's where I
so
played at.
that's where I
Yeah,
played at.
back. Yeah, I
That's
played
where I
there.
played
Yeah, I played
JUCO.
college. Yeah, yeah. I'm a college athlete. Yeah,
I know it's hard. I know
yeah.
it's like
Gadsden State. That's where I played.
I
Yeah.
know you're
Oh,
probably looking at me
Gadsden
thinking like,
State.
hey,
Where I played college. Where I played college tennis. Yeah. Uh,
don't worry. I know you don't have to ask it. I did play college sports. I know you look at me and you go, college athlete. And I say, yes.
yes. Yes. And all your glory. Of course, you played college tennis. How could you not? Is what most people would
No,
say.
how could you not forget? You know? Oh Lord. No,
Too bad you didn't have my
I hate bringing
personality.
it
That's
up.
all you
I
would have
do
talked about
I
when we were at
look,
Plainsman.
do what?
I said, too bad you didn't have my personality, or you would have mentioned every day at the Plainsman that you played college
I
sports.
hated mentioning it. I felt and like I was trying like I legit hated like being like I played college tennis. I didn't like it because I felt like I was trying to be like college, and then I'd be like JUCO, which I get it. At the end of the day, I've seen like a thing where it's like be proud of where you got to or because you had to do it, which is true. But again, it's JUCOs. But that's also I think that's us as a mindset because I know you're competitive, I'm competitive. So then we look at that like that's just a stepping stone. We're not there yet. Like I feel
Yeah,
like the type of mind you and I have when it comes to competitiveness is the type of mind like if I was number 1 tennis player in the world, I'd be like,
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not
there
good
yet.
enough. Yeah,
Not there yet.
well, I mean, you played tennis, I played golf, and I
Yeah.
got recruited to like Division II schools, but like, I mean, like to me, I was just like, I mean, like it's not the top, so who cares? you
I do
know?
miss it. I do miss it because I like, as I said, I had some offers to go like some D3 private schools, all that,
Yeah,
but like the tuition I didn't want to pay, so I was like, ah, because they
dude.
don't.
Yeah, I mean,
D3 doesn't do scholarships. They do like they just do
yeah.
academic.
No, it is weird because like when I was getting recruited to go play golf, I couldn't. To me, I was just like, do I really want to go to this small Division II in Texas and go to like a school with like 3,000 kids? It just
It
feels
would
like I'm
be
at a big
fun. I'm
high
not gonna lie, that
school.
would be really fun. It
No,
would be
well,
fun
now that I'm like 23, I look back and say you might should have done it. Like
because
you might
look,
should have done
even
it.
playing at JUCO level, it's fun. You're just
Yeah.
goofing around.
I mean, like, I don't regret it because if I would have done that, I wouldn't be where I am now. And
Yeah.
I happen to like my life. But
Yeah, look at you now, bud. You did great. You did so great.
hey,
Oh,
Nicholas Cage is impressed with what I'm doing. He said, "You're
I
doing
know
good,
you and
kid."
your freaking hostage room there in Stockholm. Out freaking Kelly probably gonna slide like a protein bar under your door and be like, "You can eat now, Donovan."
Jack, if I would have played college golf, we would have never met.
Thank God.
You're right. Thank God I didn't go
No,
play.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah. That's
God
what I
I
was
didn't go
meaning.
play.
That's what I was meaning. That's what I was meaning. But yeah, yeah, it is definitely interesting. Do you think they're gonna make college like other college sport games? Like you think
Like
2K is gonna try to make a
basketball. I feel
basketball
like
one?
that's like the most. Well, they used to have a college basketball
They
game,
had
and I
college
think
basketball and baseball.
basketball is weird. I don't like 2K is super popular. Like
Yeah,
it's probably just as popular as Madden. Like people love it. I just don't know if you would have the same turnover because college basketball, like college football, is just as popular as the NFL.
yeah, because it's the South. It's just north
Yeah,
of the South.
yeah. I don't think college basketball is just as popular as the NBA. Personally, I think it's better, but I don't think it's as popular. So it's just one of those
I think
things
it could
where
be huge
like,
though, like because you have if you put the women's side of it in it,
yeah,
like especially if Caitlin Clark was still playing, like
that's the problem though. But like, do you like? I mean, do you think like guys like us are gonna buy? Like, obviously we would, but like
yeah,
normal,
because we're
like
degenerates.
because your crowd is. I mean, you're trying to market to men. I don't think there's not just a lot of women
Well,
gamers.
I
Like,
mean,
are
they've
there going to be
tried
a
to
lot
like
of
market that
women?
with like the WNBA, like 2K, which I think is great. Like, I do think the women product has gotten better. Like,
Well,
I've
do you
watched
think like a lot of women are going to go out and buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation just so they can play as Caitlin Clark?
maybe like four.
I mean that's not like
No,
crapping
one of my
on them, but
coworkers
like
though,
it's just like
she went out
I
and
mean that's
bought.
expensive to just go do that for a single game.
I was gonna say one of my coworkers, she went out and bought a new Xbox just to play the new college football game though. So
I think a lot
there
of
is
people did
some people
that.
out there, but it
I,
all goes back to like the whole thing with like this all started with Nintendo because I don't know if you know this Nintendo when they had to make the decision to put like they marketed it as a toy, so then they had to decide do they put it in the boy section or the girl section. So then they marketed it to the boys, and that's where this all started. We're like video games are for boys, but like now the stereotypes slowly been getting broken over the years. So
it is so weird how like I mean because movie marketing is the same way. Like what like who do we market this to? Like who is actually watching this product? So like who do we need
Donovan
to
Weaver on his couch doing nothing with his life. That's who's watching this movie from
who do you think's gonna go to the Deadpool and
1984 that
Wolverine
no one
movie?
watched.
Probably
Donovan found it on like a random like Instagram post. He's like, this looks interesting. Let me watch this. And then just shits on it on Letterboxd. This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'll say how excited I am for a
Oh
movie and
no,
then
I
just
love your little 2001 The Space Odyssey review. Let me pull this up. A movie that is considered an all-time great. Oh my goodness. I remember I saw you edit like I sometimes get on it just to read your reviews. Like I don't even post mine on. I
I need to
forget
get
to.
dude. I was so upset with that I hadn't been on Letterboxd in a while, and I got back just so I could review 2001: A Space
Okay.
Odyssey.
Speaking of reviews, I just saw Avery's review, Ready Player One. As I said, she thought the book was better. To give you context, we're watching the movie. Throughout the whole movie, she kept going, ugh. I was like, what? And she's like, that's not how it is in the book. And so I just saw her review. It said it's 1 star. And she said, why would you change anything about the book? Especially, I don't know the entire plot. I was too mad about this to enjoy the movie, but it was fun.
What a review! It was a fun one
Oh, what
star
a
movie.
review. Let me get to your freaking let me get to your Space Odyssey. Oh Lord. Oh, Donovan Weaver on freaking you. What'd you? Okay, you recently reviewed. You haven't reviewed the new. Oh, there it is.
Dude,
You gave it. You
I've
gave
seen
it
Twisters
half a
and Deadpool.
star. Now, people, bear with me. I'm about to read you a novel. Donovan Weaver gave 2001: A Space Odyssey half a star. He says, "Ain't for me." That is all. It averages at 4.3, Donovan. You're holding it down.
I'm review bombing it. I'm review bomb 2001: A Space Odyssey.
What were you doing that you just did? Did you just not understand it? I haven't seen it. I'm
It's
trying to watch
awful.
it.
Go watch it. It's terrible. Like it's just not a good
Why
movie.
didn't you like it? What was it about the main?
It's boring. And I'm not so okay. I'm not. This isn't me going. I gotta see like big flashing lights every 2 seconds. Okay, no, I'm a dialogue. I love Tarantino movies. I love which, I mean, I know those can get kind of, but I love
Yeah, because
dialogue.
that's the like that's I think it's a good thing we're not single, Donovan. We're like that is definitely Tarantino movies is one. What we're doing right now is two, doing a podcast, being
Yeah.
single and be like, you ever seen Inglorious Bastards?
Yep.
And also I
Perfect
do a
example.
podcast with my friend. So
I don't need Marvel
heck, your
big
fiance
blow up
laughed at you
spaceship
for saying you were doing a podcast today. Your fiance
clowned on me. Absolutely clowned on me for doing this.
in
But
front of
like
her
just big.
parents.
I don't need big space battles. Like the opening to Inglorious Bastards where they're just sitting there talking is like
Yeah.
one of my favorite movie scenes of all time. Like I like that's just I like that kind of stuff. Dude, nothing. It's weird and it's boring, and that's just not a good combination.
See, I just
Please,
don't like.
please go watch it, Jack. 80,
I'll
we're
watch it.
not
I'll
gonna
watch it
get
this
through it.
weekend.
Eight,
Avery's gonna be in tomorrow. I'll watch it with her. Till I get off, I'll watch it tomorrow.
she's gonna break up with you. It took me 3 days to get through that thing. It
Oh,
sucks.
yeah. That's when I call it like the next episode. I'm like, guys, do not. If you're in a happy relationship, do not watch 2001: A Space
I was
Odyssey.
being nice with that review.
Being nice.
That was being nice. See, I could have went into all my gripes
Oh,
with it, but
sorry. The part
instead,
you deleted was like you probably typed up. Obviously, you left "ain't for me," but really you typed up "ain't for me" and anyone else on this planet Earth with two
it ain't
eyes.
for me and anyone with half a brain cell.
Oh
No,
Lord.
I get different people like different stuff, and I understand that. That's why like
Yeah.
that's why movie criticism I like Rotten Tomatoes and all. I don't like we've talked about this before. Movie criticism like I don't. I only watch like three like YouTubers, and then I like and I'll see how they review a movie, and then I'll like because I trust them. But like as far as movie criticism, like it's just like people's tastes are just so different. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you can't, you know, it's hard to just judge a movie on its merits. So at least I'm just saying 2001: A Space Odyssey isn't for me. If I wanted to say what I really want to say, I'd say it's stupid and it's boring. And I could not, and the fact that it's one of the best movies of all time baffles me.
Well, I'll have to watch it. I'll get back to you next week. I'll have a full review of the movie. How about that?
We can talk about, dude. The ending's weird too.
Probably so. I mean, it's Kubrick. So,
And see, I see. I love The Shining.
oh, I did watch Shining this week, and I think I did mention that. But yeah, that's what we would watched. I did like. I still don't fully understand it though.
Was it a first time watch or?
No, I've seen it a few times now. I still don't. I feel like because there's multiple theories of The Shining. Like you, like are these ghosts? Are they like these like what I think is my whole issue is this is a Donovan nitpick with a movie is what is the rules of The Shining? I need those established so I know
Yeah.
what I'm going into.
No, that's fair. That's a good criticism.
So
That sounds
I
like
don't
some.
I want to say it's a good movie. It's a great it's shot amazingly, cast amazingly. But
I
I
think
don't know.
I think a
I
common
enjoyed it.
misconception is that just because a movie is great or considered a great movie, that you can't have any nitpicks with it. Like
True.
that's I think it's okay to say, hey,
You should
this
tell
is a
that to
really good
Kelly.
movie.
You should tell that
Also,
Kelly. You're like Kelly. Even though I do think you're great, but I have some nitpicks.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, for any
Right
guys
before
out
the
there,
wedding.
nitpick your fiance on your wedding day. Say, hey,
Yeah, then she's definitely leaving.
you're the greatest thing I've ever met,
But
but but you're not
I'm the
perfect.
greatest thing that you've ever seen with your two eyes.
No,
Oh
no, but
Lord.
yeah, The Shining, yeah, it's like it's good, but it's also a little slow. Like
Yeah.
like
I don't
there's
know if this says something about me or anything, but like I don't find it creepy at all. I think I don't find it like disturb like I don't get unsettled because I think that because everyone talks about like, oh, it's not because it's not like jump scares and stuff like today's horror movies. It's we're like it's not scary to me. And like for Scream, opening scene, intense. I'm on edge. This, nothing. I'm just like, oh, okay, this happens. But like everyone I've watched it with has been like, this makes me uneasy. I'm like they get creeped out by the music and stuff. I'm like, guys, it's nothing. Like
No,
I get it. It's supposed to be like kind of like in your mind, kind of like how Midsummer is, kind of like where you're watching, you're like, oh, this is weird.
yeah, this is weird and creepy, and it makes me feel
Yeah.
icky.
I
Yeah,
don't get that vibe from The Shining. I
no,
feel like if I'm
I
in
don't
the like,
either.
sure, I think it's just because I don't put myself in the world. Like a lot of times when you watch a movie, you put yourself in the world. For some reason, The Shining, I can't get into that world for some reason.
Well, yeah, it's just I don't know. There's only like the two like things that like I guess are kind of creepy. Like to me, Red Rum's not creepy. When he's
Yeah,
hashing the door, that's just kind of funny.
I didn't
The old
know. I didn't know Avery didn't know what red rum didn't mean. I
really,
literally, this is how I almost explained it to her, or not explain it to her, but just like talking about it because I was talking about. She's like, I was talking about red rum. And then ADHD brain kicked in. I was like, yeah, like Ray Shrumman is actually just drummer's ear backward. They're like, the rap group. That's just. And then she didn't pick up on it. Late, like 15 minutes later, she goes, "What does red rum mean?" And I was like, "Well, I kind of gave it away if you paid attention to what I just said, but apparently someone wasn't." But but
you
yeah,
gotta
it's simple
listen,
stuff like
Avery.
that.
That's why you gotta listen. No, to me the two like creepy scene, and they're not scary. Like
Yeah.
when he thinks he's making love with a beautiful woman, and then he looks in the mirror, and it's literally like an old like
Then
corpse.
he got lucky.
That that's not scary, but it is kind of like
Yeah.
a And
Yeah, she's like
then
doing the
I,
cackle. That's the old ladies on those fetch ads I was talking about.
yeah, and
That's
then
those old
Jack
ladies.
Nicholson when he's typing in the big room
Yeah.
and he's like going up the stairs with the hatchet talking
Mm.
to her like darling, like light of my
Wendy,
life.
the
Yeah,
light of my life.
that dude. Now that's actually again, it's not scary, but it's like I
Just
could
gonna
see where you'd be
smash.
like, that's a great scene.
It is.
That's a
I
great
do like
scene.
quoting the light of my life. Oh,
But no, I agree. Yeah, again, like because I'll like have you seen? No, I know you haven't seen it, but the new Nicolas Cage serial killer movie called Long Legs.
I kind of we have you seen it?
Yes,
Oh, man, that would be a great movie for us to go see. Because I was gonna say
it's
like, oh,
actually it scared the crap out of me. But in fairness, I get I can't tell you
you're
why it creeped me
jumpier than
out
I
because
am.
it
I
would
know.
spoil it.
You are jumpier than I am. I know that because like we would go into
Look,
movies because like
look,
you leave my place getting creeped out by my place when you leave my place at the Shire. When you
the
leave the
Shire, yeah,
Shire,
and Jack
and I turn
Myrick,
off
an
the lights on you.
unexpected
I turn off
journey.
the porch light.
Dude, it's creepy.
The
You're in the back
foggy. Well,
alley.
you
You
didn't
feel
like
like
the
you're about to get
foggy
shot.
neighborhood. Walking to your car, the fog, just the dark, the hash slinging slashers down there. The
Slinging
hash
slap,
slinging.
dude.
Ah.
We just got done watching what like some like I don't
Scream.
know.
We watched Scream a lot. We watched Sinister. Yeah, I think that might have been what it
That
was.
was the worst one. I tell you, dude.
No, no, no. You fell asleep. You're falling because I was at your place and we watched it with Matthew. And Matt,
I
I know
did fall
Matthew's
asleep.
also jumpy, but
I fell
yeah.
asleep during Scream 4 too. Remember when I woke up at the end of it.
Oh, Scream
Um,
4 was hilarious. You falling asleep during that. That was me being like, wow, or laughing at it. Like, no, yeah, that's what it was. I was laughing at it because how it ends. Like, it's so stupid. And I then turned to you and then I noticed you're asleep. You then wake up when the villain, who's the twist villain, is in the hospital bed. You're like, oh, good, she survived. I mean, you didn't say that, but in your head, you're like, oh, she survived. I'm like, and you
no,
just missed the part where she
definitely didn't
beats
know
up on
she was the
herself.
murderer.
Because
No, I
I
did
was
not.
laughing to myself because I don't like, if I was like you where you cackle, I would have woken you up. But I don't laugh. So I'm just there grinning like, this is funny. And so I'm just laughing to myself in my head about the whole fact she's over there like cutting herself, jumping backwards, like doing this stupid stuff. and then comes to you waking up being like, oh, she's innocent.
Yeah, yeah, she's good. I knew she
She's
was
fine.
good. Yeah, I don't know,
That
dude.
twist
I
would have
wish
been
I like.
great for you too. I mean, I didn't think that movie was great when it came to some of the acting and stuff, but like the twist itself, like where you're like, oh, the Scream girl is the killer.
Yeah,
Spoiler, sorry guys, the movie came out in like 2007.
yeah.
Whoop de freaking do. But
No, dude, Scream. I mean, I do. But I thoroughly enjoy all of those movies. But even then, like, I'm not. I wouldn't say those are scary. Like
yeah,
the first 15 minutes of the first one. I mean, the phone calls. That's creepy. It's like God, not one last call. When a stranger calls. Have you like that? It's like an old movie from like old, yeah, 1970s. It's
I've not.
it's this babysitter, and she's just like it's the opening scene, or the opening 15 minutes are just her
Yeah,
getting random phone calls, and the dude just like, have you checked on the children? And he just keeps on calling and asking her that in this big house, and that no, that's actually scary. But you're like,
I did tell because I did make Avery watch Sinister, and she's really jumpy. So that's just like that was a night. I put her through hell, which is like literally Sinister has been like studied to be like one of the highest heart rate inducing movies.
yeah, it's like number one. It's
Yeah,
insane, and
because
to
it's the
me, it's
music.
not
It's
this.
a little like it's so good. Like it'll be, but anyway, but that I did say like like I don't like the demon stuff. I don't like it, but I can like watch it. I can deal with like, the boogeyman stuff easy, you know. But when it comes to like home invasion or like someone's in the house,
Yeah.
I don't mess with that. I don't
Oh,
mess with that.
dude, you need to
I
go
don't.
watch the opening the opening scene of when a stranger calls, because like he gets the calls, you get the calls, and finally she calls the police,
Yeah,
and he goes, "We're tracking the phone call, we're doing it," and
it's
it's
inside the
ratcheting
house.
up, and then finally the policeman goes, like it's coming from inside the house,
Yeah.
and the camera like zooms in on her face. Could you imagine, like the actual
No, I'm
fear?
just picturing because I'm getting chills now thinking of this. I'm thinking of like, for example, I have a door right there. If that door opened, this podcast ain't getting put out. This podcast
No.
is lost. Oh, but stuff like that. Like no, because I was thinking like because you said zoomed in. I'm just imagining it zooms out and you see him in the background. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, Jack. Okay, you're long legs
I'm
is
gonna have
gonna
to
creep
watch
you
this or
out.
something.
No, long legs is gonna creep you out if that scares you.
He's in
They
the
film
background a
it.
lot, isn't he?
Do what?
Is he in like the background a lot?
They film it in 90 millimeter,
Yeah.
like, so it's like really wide lens, so you see a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and it's always just like the person's like right in the center, but there's a lot of empty space, so your eyes constantly are looking in the background, waiting, like, is something gonna pop out? And what's so and like it, and someone described it really perfectly, like one of the guys I watched, he said, like when a jump scare's coming, like the music cuts out,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're like breathing, and you're like, hey, when's it coming? When's it coming? And like you're gripping, and then you usually get that release after it,
Yeah.
jumps.
Usually it's a fake out, and then it's like,
Yeah. With this movie, you don't get the release. Like you're just like that the whole time. You're like, when's it coming? Like sometimes nothing comes out, but you're like, there's at one point, it's a POV. It'd be like
because
it'd be like what your setup is right now. She's like at her computer, and there's an open door behind her, and so yeah, and so you're just waiting. You're like, okay, when's he coming? And it does that the whole movie. Also, Nicolas Cage is actually
I've heard he's really
terrifying.
great in it. I see. I think this might be the one movie that might get me, Donovan, because that I've always thought like if I make a horror movie, that's gonna be I'm gonna have a lot of background stuff. Just
Yeah,
because I'm like I know that's the freakiest stuff. It's not gonna be jump scares. I might have a jump scare here and there, but like if I was to make it, there'd be no music. It would just be like silence, just stuff going on in the background. Just be like, because like the whole fact of like going to bed and then just seeing something, like for example, like here off screen, if you see something just peek around, like no, like that freaks me out. Like if I was like just focus on my camera and a head just comes out like right in frame right here, I'm done. Like that gives me chills. That freaks me out. Like there's a photo online that's like a creepy pasta, and it's supposed to be like a family taking like a family photo at the dinner table.
yeah,
Oh, 7-year-old Jack was terrified.
yeah,
Still is terrified. But it is just an image of like Larry like, ah, and then like because it's supposed to be like from like I think like this photo is supposed to be like from the 70s or 80s. But in the background, like a dead body's falling from the ceiling, just like and like it's like really disturbing looking. Like I just
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Have you ever seen Hereditary?
I have. I always quote this. I did make the joke when he's like trying to get his sister help and she's like leaning out the window and she's like trying to breathe for air and then like she hits the pole and like decapitates her or whatever. And I looked at my friends and I go, talk about breakneck speed right over here. And then they're just my friends are terrified. I'm just like, oh my god, like just like a dad
Oh,
joke, you know? So it's like, oh,
well, I bet the freaking scene when he's in the bedroom and his mom's
oh,
in the
oh, just on
corner.
top of the ceiling. She's just like,
I bet that scared the ever living crap out of me.
no, that one didn't really scare me as much. I was watching
Really?
that one. I don't know why that one because she's like crawling through the ceiling when he's walking through the house and stuff. I don't know. That one didn't get me as much. I
See,
think,
that one got me pretty bad. I hated that.
and now I gotta think. Sinister 2 did freak me out a bit.
I've never
That
seen
one,
Sinister 2. I didn't even know they had a
but I
second
will
one.
say this. That's because I did watch it by myself in my dorm room. Like, and I was like, I don't know, I'll watch it. Like, it's not as good as the first one. It's kind of funny towards the end, not gonna lie, but yeah, there's some like because it involves like two kids this time instead of the one kid. Because like the whole thing is like the Bagul gets one kid.
Yeah.
It's like it's one kid that's fighting for attention. He's like, no, I'm gonna be the killer. And the other is just and the other kid's just like, what are you doing? That's mom. Don't kill mom. And he's like, I gotta do this.
Just
Like a
gets funny.
7 year
Dude,
old
yeah,
or whatever.
you gotta
So
love a good horror movie that just goes way too far and it
it's
just
just
becomes
stupid.
hilarious. Yeah, it's just stupid, and
But
you're like, "This is awesome. This is the greatest thing ever."
yeah, I guess that will I guess that will do it though for us today, Donovan. I think
Yeah,
that was a good pod. I can't
yeah, it
wait to
was
see the
solid.
4 people that listen to it, and like 2 of it is us, and the other 2 is just our significant other.
Yeah, and TP, so we might get 5.
That's true. Big numbers.
Hopefully,
But
will be our guest for next week. We'll see.
yeah, we'll try. No promising people, but we might get
And
the one and only Orlando sports writer. TP Hammock.
that's when we'll actually get canceled. So
That's what we get. But all right, I'll see you next week, buddy.